Guys, today I would like to show you some statistical data on the traditional indicators which can be used to trading Bitcoin, and in principle, like a lot of people are using them and quite successfully. But what would happen if you will just apply one of them and expect that it's a great indicator and will show you the price to buy and sell and how profitable those trades will be. So in order to see that, we can backtrack the history of Bitcoin and see how you would perform if you use those indicators. So in TradingView, there is such a thing as strategy, and it basically gives you this option to see how the trading on certain indicator performs. So RSI, for example, MACD, etc., etc. So we'll use like the most widely used ones here and see how they will look like. So start with RSI. If you will use RSI and trade Bitcoin, let's switch to the daily chart. Actually, it's not always reasonable to have weekly chart for your trading, so especially with the indicators. So for the daily chart, and those are the signals to buy and sell. So the daily chart, if you'll use all of those, you will have 3.27% profit, and like 53% of the trades are positive. It's not that bad, but for the whole history of Bitcoin trading here, if you will just buy and hold, you will have much more. So it's not that great, as you can see, but it's not the worst actually. So let's look at the other indicators and open the MACD, I think. Yeah, MACD strategy. So how about MACD? MACD is not that bad, it's 18%, although the percentage profitable of the trade is 49. So, but still, because of the certain trades, you have the profit of 18%. It's not that bad, but again, it's not brilliant. So let's look at another one. For example, let's look at momentum, also quite like widely used indicator. And momentum, was it momentum? It's actually 18.32. It's not that bad at all, and similar to MACD. So one more, and this would be like stochastic slow. But Bollinger. Well, let's try actually with parabolic. Those are not so bad at all. Parabolic SAR, it gives you 13.99%. It's not bad as well, but you see it's worse than MACD. What else do we have? Let's look at the Bollinger Bands, I guess. Yes, Bollinger Bands will give you -8%. So it's actually you'll be in a loss if you'll use Bollinger Bands. But it's actually not so surprising, because Bollinger Bands will make you react if you will on certain areas, certain points of the time in trading, when the price goes really crazy. Stochastic, it's probably the last one which we looked at, -6%. Well, guys, what is the conclusion here is that basically we cannot use the only one indicator in order to perform your trading. So you need to always to look at the combination of all the signals, of all the like even volume, certain support and resistance levels, and if you have like few indicators, they always complement each other and show you more reliable data. But by the way, let's look at the MACD, because it showed you, I think, one of the best data for Bitcoin recently. So in fact, MACD is interesting because if you'll go to weekly chart, when a lot of the noise is washed out, you can see that again. Let's start with 2015, when we saw this sort of divergence. Sorry, it's a bullish divergence. It was here, I believe, and actually let's plot it like that. So this one, if you would look at those peaks at MACD, you would see that those peaks become, well, dips become low, becomes lower, lower, and lower, and this one is somewhere in vicinity of the bottom here. So and then after that, you saw that the MACD was becoming pretty bullish, more bullish at least than before, and then eventually it reflected with the price going up. So at some point you can see something similar happening right now. Of course, it's not that pretty as at that time, but still, well, you can make it a little bit cheating like that. So you can see that it's also has this sort of trend, and right now, even when you look at the exact point of time, like this week, this crossover is sort of a golden cross, as you call it, and this is the point when the things become bullish. So you see these grand things appeared, and in fact this monthly chart, even, well, for the monthly chart MACD is not that great, but monthly is still pretty green. So this becomes more flat and started to turning back the same, actually, I think, that it had here. So you see this was pretty much turning to the upside, and very similar what we see with the current situation. So you see MACD is not that bad if you'll treat it in a proper way. So, and I would like to show you some data from the indicator, which is pretty much well, performs nicely for different assets, but for Bitcoin it's completely useless, and especially if you treat it wrongly and in wrong manner. And this is Ichimoku cloud. If you are not familiar with that, this is the probably Ichimoku cloud is better, but yeah, Ichimoku cloud I think I would choose. So this is the indicator which you have Ichimoku. Sorry. This is the indicator which is used for trading the Nikkei, Japanese stocks, and the guy who invented it in 1930s, I think, he basically made some polishing of this indicator for more than 30 years, as I believe, as I recall. So, and it indeed shows nice performance for a lot of the assets apart from Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. But for Bitcoin, it's pretty much, well, let's look at this. So you see, if you're not familiar with this indicator, then basically what is happening is that you have several lines here and like a sort of a cloud. This is red cloud, this is green cloud, and lines are pretty much modification of moving averages and some variations and derivatives of those moving averages, and you can have certain buy and sell signals and also indication of the trend of the price. For example, over here, this is the red cloud is indication of the bear market, bear trend, strong downtrend, and this is green cloud is a strong bull trend. The intersection is sort of a change of the trend, and when the price is crossing the cloud is also the indication of the change of the trend. Finally, you have those few moving averages, which are this how do you call it, the purple one, red, deep red one, and green one. Actually, I think it's better to make them a little bit like this so you can see it better. Okay, so this red one and this blue one are the averages for like a short and medium term price action. And if you have the short term, which is blue, crossing the brown one, well, deep red one, whatever you call it, then you would have the signal again to buy. So at this point, you saw this blue started to playing with this red, and then it finally appeared to be up higher than this red, and then the price crossed the cloud, and the cloud eventually became green. So somewhere in this area, you would expect it to have a buy signal. So eventually, when you go to the top, then somewhere around here, you would expect to see opposite, the sell signal, or here actually it's also representative. So here the cloud is changing, the price went down, and those blue curve goes pierce the red one from the top. So this is the sell area, sell signal area, and then you would probably sell somewhere at $500. It's not 1,100 as you would want to, and then buying we will buy somewhere at 300-400. So yeah, I mean it's better than nothing, but it's really conservative and really long term. And then eventually you would sell somewhere here. Of course, if you'll buy here and sell here, it's not bad, but you see, sometimes if you would like blindly follow them, it's not ideal at all. And currently you see it shows strong bear trend right now, and it's really like we are going to the very bottom and so on. But you see, this point was much after that, after the bottom which happened in beginning of 2015. So here actually it was pretty much close to this indication of the sell. So it's like a panic sell right now, guys, and it's not that great at all. So in principle, you would look at this cloud and you will compare to this cloud. It's pretty much similar with shape, just it's not finished yet. And this is sort of a narrow area, and here is the narrow area as well. And then you would think that it may continue the same way like this one, and then if you'll backtrack this, then you would think that somewhere around here, the beginning of the red cloud, there must be the bottom. So guys, somewhere around here, isn't it? I don't know. Well, in any case, this is the way how you would wrongly treat the indicator and these signals which this indicator gives to you. So again, in order to properly make those trades based on the indicator's signals, you need to have like a plethora of them and combined with different methods and so on, like we saw before. And by the way, just look at the Bitcoin specific indicators, which will pop up the link to this video and somewhere in the this screen, I guess, this part of the screen, I guess. And they are much more reliable in my opinion. But in any case, please be careful with blindly trade your portfolio based on the traditional indicators, especially if you are just picking one ideal one, as some of the people claim that is the perfect and so on. Okay, that is it for today guys. Thank you for watching and hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.